The scene begins with a young man shown lying on a bed, fast asleep. Around him, there are scattered belongings, mostly women's items. Suddenly, he slowly opens his eyes. As he sits up, he mutters to himself, "Damn it, how did I end up in a hotel bed?" He is still trying to process everything when his gaze drifts to the side, and he notices a beautiful girl sleeping next to him. Looking at her, he murmurs in his mind, "From the looks of it, I must have spent the night with this stranger." Just as he is lost in thought, his phone vibrates with a message. He picks it up and sees a text from a girl named Zhao Jia. It reads, "Why haven't you replied to me for so long? Aren't you worried I might get angry?" Seeing this, he frowns and thinks, "What? Zhao Jia? I remember her clearly. She betrayed me right after I entered college. What's going on? I had clearly blocked her on WeChat, and the tone of her message, it's as if we're still in a relationship." As he thinks this, he checks the date on his phone and is shocked. What the? How did I return to the past? Have I been reborn? Suddenly, memories of the past come flooding back. He recalls his girlfriend Zhao Jia walking away with another man, saying, "Jiang Cheng, you always send me money so late. Your emotional value is too low. You neither understand me nor love me. But now, I've found someone else who does, someone who truly loves me. So here's my advice. Be smart and get out of my life forever. Otherwise, you'll only embarrass yourself in front of everyone." The scene snaps back to the present. Jiang Cheng, remembering those moments, mutters to himself, "I promised her I'd care for her and love her forever." But reality turned out so different. Judging by her personality, she would have soon been asking for more money again. I never expected that in the past. I was so blinded by love that I became nothing but a pathetic, leaking dog. Still lost in thought, he types a reply. "Zhao Zhao, let's break up." She quickly replies, "Jiang Cheng, what do you mean by that? Are you saying you really want to break up with me?" He responds firmly, "Come on, can't you understand my words? I said, let's break up." Confused, she texts back, "But why? Forget it. I'll give you one chance. Delete the message you just sent." Jiang Cheng shakes his head and types, "Zhao Zhao, I'm very serious. We are two completely different people. We are not suitable for each other. So I'll say it again. Let's break up. And from now on, we will never contact each other again." Then he thinks to himself, "In my past life, I never realized, never even doubted, what a disgusting woman I was in love with." Just then, a system panel suddenly pops up in front of him with a notification. "Ding! Congratulations, host. You have activated the Dream Come True system." Staring at it, Jiang Cheng is shocked. "What? Dream Come True system? Oh my god. Something like this never happened in my first life. But now, I've been reborn, and I even have a cheat code? Does this mean the time has come for me to rise to the peak of my life?" He taps the panel to inspect it further, and his profile appears. Name, Jiang Cheng, age 18, height 182 centimeters, appearance 85 points, level 1, system money, gain 0.1 yuan per second. Seeing this, he calculates quickly. 0.1 per second, that's 8,740 yuan per day, and 259,200 yuan per month. That's insanely good. As he is still marveling, another notification pops up. "Ding! Congratulations, host. You have received a gift package. Would you like to open it?" He commands, "Of course. Open it now." "Ding! Congratulations, host. You have received 10 million yuan as a reward along with a supercar." A car key materializes before his eyes, and at the same time, he receives a text from his bank. "Congratulations. 10 million yuan has been deposited into your account." Seeing this, Jiang Cheng smiles in disbelief. A genuine money transfer. A real luxury car. This is all real. I can't believe it. And this? What is this friendly scanner? Then his gaze drifts to the side, to the beautiful girl still asleep. All right, let's try this feature on her. He activates the friendly scanner, scans her, and her profile appears. Name, Zhao Zhao, age 25, height 165 centimeters, appearance 93, body 94, body count 1, host. Affection 60%. Seeing this, Jiang Chen's eyes widen. Well, this friendly scanner is quite interesting. Wait, body count 1? Hold on. Does that mean I'm her first man? The scene shifts to a few hours earlier. Jiang Cheng is at a bar calling his girlfriend, but her phone is switched off. He recalls, "That night, I was miserable. I called Zhao Jia, but she didn't pick up, didn't even reply. So, To drown my pain, I went to the bar, and that's where I met Zhao Zhao. After some conversation, we ended up in a hotel room. He thinks, it's true, I was her first, but her affection for me is only 60%, which means she only did all this because she was drunk, not because she fell for me at first sight. As he ponders this, Zhao Zhao stirs awake. Seeing him, she smiles teasingly. You look worried about your lover, aren't you? You're such a saint of love. Jiang Cheng turns to her and smiles faintly. Moving closer, he says softly, No. You're wrong. I wasn't thinking about my past love. Blushing as he draws near, Zhao Zhao asks, Then why can't you sleep on such a deep night? He leans close to her ear and whispers, Well, I was just wondering, why didn't I meet you earlier? And if you don't believe my words, you can try for yourself. Before he can finish, a notification pings. Ding! Congratulations, host. Due to your action, you have been rewarded with a skill. This skill strengthens every cell of your tongue, making it powerful and flexible. Seeing this, Jiang Cheng is stunned. Holy! Is that even possible? He activates the skill, grabs Zhao Zhao, and kisses her deeply. As the kiss continues, his technique suddenly improves dramatically. Zhao Zhao, shocked, thinks, How is he kissing this well? And his style? It's completely different from before. Before she can think more, Jiang Cheng speaks in a low, serious voice. Don't make any mistakes. Kiss seriously, because this is just the beginning. And thus, through that deep night, a fierce battle between Jiang Cheng and Zhao Zhao begins. A battle that could end in anything. The next morning, Jiang Cheng wakes up yawning. His hand brushes something beside him. Money. But Zhao Zhao is gone. Seeing the money, he frowns. Damn it! Does Zhao Zhao think I'm some kind of animal? He notices a note beside the cash. Reading it, it simply says, Thank you. His anger flares. Seriously? This woman is really something. And the worst part? She didn't even leave any contact information. Forget it. Let it go for now. Then he remembers. By the way, the system gave me a critical hit card earlier. What exactly is that? Could it mean I can use it to make even more money? Or gain more experience? The system responds, clearing his doubt. If you use the critical hit card while spending a limited amount of money, the amount you spend will be returned multiple times over. It could be 10 times, 20 times, or even more, depending on your luck. However, the maximum return you can get is 50 times. Not more than that. Jiang Cheng grins. So, that means, if I buy a 10 million yuan supercar, I could get up to 500 million yuan back? Well, now that I've been reborn and I have a cheat system, I'm not wasting this chance. I will become the world's richest man, and I'll write my own story in this world. Based on my future knowledge, many big companies haven't even appeared yet. This is the perfect time to build my own empire. And until I need loans from banks, I can easily manipulate everyone using my wealth. Thinking this, Jiang Cheng steps out of the hotel and approaches his supercar to take it for a ride. But suddenly he notices a beautiful girl already sitting in front of it. With a charming look, she tries to seduce him. Hello, handsome. Is this luxury car yours? He replies seriously, Yes. Is there a problem? The girl smiles, leaning forward, showing off her curves. Please, can you give me a ride? I really need to get home quickly. I just got a notification that the water pipes in my house have leaked. Will you help me, handsome? As she speaks, Jiang Cheng discreetly uses his friendly scanner on her. Her profile appears. Name, Chen Li. Age 23. Height 168 centimeters. Appearance 85. Body count 28. Host affection 90. Just after looking at that girl's profile on his system, Jiang walked toward his car, muttering to himself, Oh my god, this girl has been involved with 28 people. And the biggest thing is that we just met a while ago. How can her compatibility with me already be 90%? Seriously, she's completely rotten from the inside. After that, Jiang left from there and told the girl, Chen Li, Sorry, but a girl who has been with 28 people is not my cup of tea. Then he drove his car away at high speed, leaving her behind. There, we see Chen Li standing, shocked after hearing Jiang's words. Grinding her teeth, she muttered to herself, How does he know that I have 28 boyfriends? Damn it, who is this guy? Feeling upset, she started walking away, muttering to herself as she went. You don't get to see such rich and handsome guys every day. Thinking this, she was about to leave when suddenly, on the side, we see an old man. He stopped her and said, Young lady, I just heard that your pipe is leaking. I am a professional pipe maintenance worker with 30 years of experience. If that handsome young man can't fix your leaking pipe, I can. Hearing those words, the girl was utterly shocked and embarrassed. She yelled, "Ugh, you old man, how disgusting are you?" Hearing her reaction, the old man looked completely confused. Scratching his head, he said, "Wait a second. If that young boy can fix your leaking pipe, then why can't I, a licensed professional, fix it?" Hearing this, the girl became even angrier and stormed off, grinding her teeth, saying, "Oh God, what kind of people am I meeting today?" Behind her, the old man stood there utterly confused, unable to understand what he had said that made the girl so angry. But suddenly we see a man nearby laughing. The old man, puzzled, asked him, "Hey, why are you laughing? What's so funny?" That man leaned closer to the old man's ear and whispered, "Old man, the leaking pipe she was talking about is not the kind of pipe you're thinking of. It's something else entirely, a kind of leak that can only be fixed after lying in bed. Do you understand what I'm trying to say?" Hearing this explanation, the old man was shocked. Looking toward the girl, he muttered, "Oh Lord, how bold today's generation has become." The scene then shifts, showing us a few hours later at a real estate office. Outside the office, 2 real estate agents were waiting for someone. Suddenly, a luxury car stopped in front of them. One of the agents muttered under his breath, Another rich guy here to waste his father's money just to show off. Total waste of time. Let's leave this one for Sabu to handle." But as the car door opened, it was none other than Jiang who stepped out. Seeing him, one of the agents immediately left, and as he walked away, the girl beside him whispered, "Brother, I've never worked in this field before, but you're expecting me to handle everything alone?" The man replied softly, "You've practiced this many times before, so don't worry. Just follow your training. Everything will go fine." Then he left. As soon as he left, we saw the girl, Zabu, walk up to Jiang and politely greet him. "Welcome, sir. I'm a real estate agent, Zabu. How can I help you today?" Jiang replied, "Well, show me some appropriate properties." She responded, "All right, no problem. But before that, can you tell me your approximate budget?" While they were discussing this, we saw the same man who had refused to introduce Jiang to any property standing nearby, smirking to himself. "Go ahead, Zabu. Don't count him as a real client. In this business, many people come just to show off. You must first learn to identify who the real clients are." While he was thinking this, Zabu continued explaining all the property details to Jiang. The scene shifted again after a few minutes. Zabu suddenly remembered something and hurriedly asked, "Oh no, I almost forgot. Sir, do you have any specific area in mind where you want to purchase the property?" Jiang replied, "Well, I'm looking for a place that's easy to rent out." Hearing this, Zabu said, "All right, sir, I understand. Please wait a few seconds." Watching her actions, Jiang thought to himself, "How inexperienced she is. She must be new at this job. Talking to her feels a bit awkward, but her sales tactic is completely genuine. Let me check her profile." He then used his friendly scanner and scanned Zabu. Her profile appeared on his system. Name, Zabu. Age, 19. Height, 163 centimeters. Appearance, 90. Body count, 0. Looking at her profile, Jiang thought, she started working without even finishing college. That's not easy. While he was thinking this, Zabu said, "Sir, please look at this location. It's perfect. The property prices here range from 300,000 to over 1 million yuan." Jiang frowned internally, thinking, the critical hit card that the system gave me only works up to 1 million. If I spend more than that, the card won't work. Seeing him lost in thought, Zabu asked politely, "Sir, are you unsatisfied? Should I choose another property for you?" Jiang thought to himself, if I purchased for 800,000 or 900,000 yuan, it would be a loss for me. Then he said aloud, "These properties priced above 1 million yuan. Can we negotiate them? If possible, I'll buy 5 of them at once." Hearing that, Zabu was surprised. "What? Yes, of course. But are you sure you'll buy 5 properties at once?" Jiang said, "Exactly. If you set each property's price to exactly 1 million yuan, I'll pay full cash and buy all 5. Zabu was shocked. "Will you really pay full cash?" Jiang nodded. "Yes, I want to pay full cash, and for rental management, I want to hire you." Hearing this, Zabu was overjoyed, thinking, if this is true, I'll get a great commission for both sales and rental. Oh God, this is such a great deal. Far away, the same man who refused to introduce Jiang overheard their conversation and was utterly shocked. Is this rich guy really going to buy 5 properties at once? Damn it, I feel like slapping myself. I regret this so much. The scene shifted again a few minutes later. Zabu had already closed the deal with Jiang. The manager brought the contract and placed it before him. Sir, I'm the manager here. Zabu and I have secured 5 properties for you. The total price is 5 million yuan, and the commission will be 2%. Please check the contract. If everything looks fine, sign it. Jiang signed the contract immediately and said, All right, no problem. I trust Zabu completely. If I need to purchase property again in the future, I'll contact her. Hearing this, Zabu looked at him, blushing, thinking, This deal will give the agency a 2% commission, and after deductions, I'll get around 40,000 to 50,000 yuan. And Mr. Jiang plans to buy more properties in the future. What kind of man is he? Suddenly, a notification popped up on Jiang's system. Congratulations, host. You have spent 1 million yuan 5 times. The critical strike card has been activated. You have received 3 50x returns, 1 45x return, and 1 35x return. Seeing the notification, Jiang was shocked. Holy, I thought I would only get 10x returns. But looking at this, my expectations were way too low. While he was still thinking this, another notification appeared. Congratulations, host. You have leveled up. Now you will receive 0.8 yuan every second. Looking at this, Jiang was even more shocked. Seems like Zabu is my lucky charm. Spending 5 million yuan and earning 230 million yuan in return, that's huge. No matter what, this cheat power life is completely different from my past life. If that's the case, I'll make full use of this opportunity. Thinking this, he turned to Zabu and said, Zabu, can you come with me for a moment? She replied, Yes, sir. Tell me, what happened? Suddenly, the manager whispered seriously into her ear. Zabu, you've earned a great commission because of Mr. Jiang. Take him to dinner tonight and try to build a good relationship with him. Hearing this, Zabu was stunned and embarrassed. She started imagining how after dinner, Jiang would take her to a hotel, knock her down on the bed, and whisper softly, Zabu, this won't be our last time. Stay with me always, I promise I'll give you a better life. Lost in this fantasy, Zabu blushed deeply. In a trembling voice, she said to Jiang, Mr. Jiang, maybe not tonight. First, let's get to know each other better. Jiang asked, Why not tonight? Give me your bank account number. Zabu was shocked. Bank account number? Why do you need my bank account number? Jiang smiled and said, Well, today you've been my lucky charm, so I want to thank you. Also, I'd like to meet you again. Hearing this, Zabu was confused. She couldn't understand what Jiang meant, but without thinking too much, she gave him her bank account number. The scene shifted again after a few seconds. Suddenly, Zabu received a message on her phone from the bank. Congratulations, 35,000 yuan has been deposited into your account. Seeing this message, Zabu was utterly shocked. In front of her, Jiang smiled to himself, thinking, I just earned 200 million yuan. Giving Zabu 35,000 yuan to gain her trust is nothing. Suddenly, another notification popped up on his system. Congratulations, host! Zabu's favorability toward you has reached 85%. Seeing this, Jiang felt slightly disappointed. So just for 35,000 yuan, her favorability toward me jumped from 50% to 85%. Truly, money is supreme. No matter how good someone's character is, everyone bows before money. While Jiang was thinking this, Zabu was staring at him, blushing, thinking, I just realized that Mr. Jiang is so handsome. If he wants to do everything with me tonight. Well, this is all happening very fast, but still, it feels right. She was lost in these thoughts when suddenly Jiang said, All right, Zabu, you did great today. I'm leaving now. We'll meet next time. Watching him leave, Zabu tried to say something to stop him, but before she could, Jiang drove away in his car. She stood there watching him go, muttering, Did Mr. Jiang just leave like that? Shift. Then we see Jiang Cheng entering his home. As he walks in, he says, Mom, I'm home. Hearing this, his mother responds, Oh, little Jiang, you came at just the right time. Look, I've cut your favorite watermelon for you. Hearing her, Jiang says, Oh, thanks, Mom. But just then, suddenly from the side, we see Jiang Chen's father appear. He says to Jiang, Were you out somewhere? You said you were going on a graduation trip, right? Have you decided which university you want to go to? Hearing his father, Jiang replies, Well, I'm thinking of going to Scumbag University, but before that, I want to see what the place is like. His father nods and says, All right, fine. Whatever decision you make, we will support you. As for the expenses, don't worry about it. Your mom will transfer you the money. Hearing this, his mother laughs and says, Honey, if you keep throwing money at him like this, you'll spoil him. He'll become a mama's boy or a daddy's boy. Then it will be very difficult to find a wife for him later. Hearing his parents talk like this, Jiang feels embarrassed and says, Come on, Mom. Don't say things like that. Then silently to himself, he thinks, I'm no longer that foolish Jiang from my past life. I won't disappoint you anymore. I will bring you both a wonderful daughter-in-law. The scene shifts to the next morning. We see Jiang boarding a plane to Scumbag City. As he searches for his seat, he mutters to himself, I should have booked the ticket earlier. Then I wouldn't have faced this kind of problem. While thinking this and moving forward, he suddenly bumps into a girl. He quickly apologizes. Excuse me, I'm sorry. But when the girl turns around, Jiang is stunned. Wait, is that June? The girl also recognizes him and says, Oh, you're Jiang. Jiang smiles and says, Exactly. By the way, my seat is here. The girl replies, Wow, what a coincidence. My seat is here too. She then sits down. But suddenly, another man appears and steps forward, pushing Jiang aside slightly. He says to the girl, Hello, beautiful lady. My seat is also here, right next to you. Looks like we're going to travel together. Hearing this, Jiang tells Junyan to sit in her seat, and he himself takes the middle seat. Seeing this, the man becomes a little annoyed and says in a stern voice, Hey bro, that middle seat belongs to this beautiful lady, doesn't it? You can't just change someone's seat like that on a plane. Jiang calmly replies, We're traveling together, so where we sit or if we swap seats isn't your concern. Hearing this, the man sits down reluctantly and starts talking to Junyan. So, beautiful lady, why are you going to Scumbag City? Not wanting to engage, Junyan still answers politely. For work, maybe. Then she turns to Jiang and asks, What about you, Jiang? Why are you going? Jiang replies, Well, I was getting a bit bored at home, so I thought I'd take a trip to Scumbag City. The two start smiling and chatting like an old pair of friends, almost like a couple, but that man sitting beside them keeps interrupting. He says, I had to repeat a year, but I just graduated, and I'm also going to Scumbag City for a trip. By the way, my name is Q-sen. Nice to meet you, beautiful lady. Let me give you a piece of advice. Scumbag City has a lot of tourist traps. I've been there many times. Most of the hotels there are disasters, but the one I'm staying at is really good. My dad arranged it. He's even sending a car to pick me up. If you want, I can give you both a ride. Taxis there are very expensive.
Hearing him, Junyan feels increasingly annoyed and stays silent. Jiang finally says, No, there's no need. The hotel I booked also provides a pickup service. They'll come to pick me up. And as for Junyan, she's with me, so you don't have to worry about any of that. The man raises an eyebrow. Really? Which hotel did you book? Jiang replies, The Yangyan Hotel. The man is shocked. What? The Yangyan Hotel? Are you talking about that ultra-luxury hotel that costs 3.3 billion yuan to build? I've stayed there once. One night in a single room costs 9,000 yuan. But as far as I know, they don't have a pickup service. Are you lying? Jiang calmly says, Well, I don't know all the details because I booked the country villa. Hearing this, Junyan beside him is stunned. Just one night at the country art villa costs 80,000 yuan. Jiang Cheng, I never expected you to come from such a wealthy family. Jiang smiles and says, Come on, you're talking as if you're not from a rich family yourself. Then he thinks to himself, Junyan isn't just the school beauty. She comes from a well-known rich family in the city. Back in school, she used to arrive in a Rolls-Royce. Every guy wanted to be with her, but no one had the courage to approach her. She's beautiful, rich, yet never arrogant. In my past life, I focused all my attention on my ex-girlfriend Zhao Jia, so I didn't pay much attention to Junyan. But I did hear that in our second year of high school, her family faced some problems, and after that she started coming to school on foot. Back in the present, Junyan looks sad and says, I'm not a rich kid anymore. Seeing her sadness, Jiang thinks to himself, Ugh, I shouldn't have said that. I need to change the subject quickly. He then changes the topic, and they start talking about their school life. Junyan smiles and says, Yes, you're right. Our school life was really fun. Seeing her smile, Jiang takes a breath of relief and thinks, Phew, I managed to handle the situation. Now let's see how much favorability she has toward me. He activates his friendly scanner on Junyan, and her profile appears on his system. Name: Junyan, age 18, height 172 centimeter, appearance 96, body count 0, favorability 75%. Seeing her favorability so high, Jiang is a little shocked. What? 75? That's really high. Could it be that Junyan secretly liked me from the beginning? The scene shifts. After a few hours, we see Jiang and Junyan arriving at Scumbag Airport. As soon as they step out, a beautiful lady stands in front of a car holding a nameplate with Jiang Chen's name. With a graceful demeanor, she says, "Hello, Mr. Jiang. My name is Yan. Because you booked the country villa, I will be your private butler." Seeing her elegance and her outfit, Jiang's heart skips a beat. Yan Hotel. Just as expected, everything is completely professional. He turns to Junyan and asks, "By the way, where will you be staying?" Junyan replies, "At a friend's place. It's not too far from the Yangyang Hotel, so don't worry about me, Jiang. I'll just take a taxi." But Jiang takes her suitcase and puts it in the car, saying, "Come on, Junyan, get in. We're old classmates. You don't need to act like a stranger." "Yan, can you first drop my classmate at her place?" The butler smiles and says, "Of course, no problem." The three of them drive toward Junyan's destination. But behind them, the same annoying man from the plane follows. He watches them and mutters to himself, "Is this guy for real? I hope that beautiful girl doesn't fall for his tricks. If he drugs her and does something to her, her beauty will be ruined. No matter what, I must save her. Maybe if I rescue her, she'll fall in love with me later." The scene shifts again. After half an hour, Jiang drops Junyan at her destination. She steps out of the car and says, "Jiang Chen, I'm really glad I met you. If you don't mind, let's add each other on chat. I'll treat you next time." Jiang smiles. "Sure, no problem, but since you said it, don't forget." Junyan laughs. "Come on, how can I forget? Anyway, thanks a lot for today." She leaves for her friend's place, and Jiang heads to the hotel. That same man watches them leave, completely shocked. How is this possible? That guy just let such a beautiful girl go like that. Looks like my chance to be a hero and have a romantic encounter is completely ruined. The scene shifts again, 1 hour later. Jiang arrives at the country villa he booked. Looking at the view, he thinks, not bad. The Yangyang Hotel country villa is worth the money I spent. As he thinks this, his private butler Yan comes from behind and slowly starts unbuttoning his shirt. "Well, Jiang, your bath is ready." Jiang is startled. "What? What are you doing? Don't tell me this is also part of your service." Yan smiles. "Of course, helping you freshen up is part of my service. But as for your clothes, you'll have to handle that yourself." Jiang then undresses and steps into the bath. Yan, wearing gloves, says, "Jiang Chen, cleaning you is part of my service." She begins to gently wash his entire body. Seeing her actions, Jiang feels extremely excited. Damn it, this feeling is amazing. I'm getting really excited, but I must control myself. Up close, Yan is really attractive. He starts imagining her giving him a special service. Thinking about this fantasy, he gets even more excited. But suddenly, Yan snaps him out of it. "Jiang Chen, your body feels really warm. Is the water getting too hot?" Snapping back to reality, Jiang thinks, "Damn it, what am I even thinking? If Yan had been a bit late in calling me, I would have completely lost control." As he's thinking this, Yan says from behind, "Mr. Jiang, tonight our Yangyang Hotel is hosting a reception. As a super VIP, you are invited to participate." After hearing this, Jiang asked, "Reception? What kind of reception?" Yan replied, "One of our hotel's platinum guests has organized it, and this reception is mainly going to hold an auction of some jewelry." Hearing this, Jiang said, "All right, if that's the case, I will definitely attend." The scene shift. A few hours later, we saw Yan bringing Jiang to the auction house. After that, she said while leaving, "All right, Mr. Jiang, I'll go now. Enjoy yourself. If you need anything, you can contact me." As soon as Yan left, Jiang looked around and muttered to himself, "Oh, the auction has already started. The surroundings look quite lovely." Then, thinking this, he walked to the place where the auction was happening. An announcer on stage spoke. "So, the next item up for auction is a top-notch watch. After 10 years of development, it is finally being launched in the market today. It's a global limited edition. Only 10 such watches exist in the entire world. Let's start the bidding. The starting price is 15 million. Hearing this and looking at the watch, Jiang was shocked and excited. He thought to himself, "What? This watch is priced at only 15 million now? From what I know, in just 3 years, its market price will exceed 30 million. Thinking this, he placed a bid of 15.5 million yuan. Then another man bid, saying, "I bid 16 million yuan. But even after seeing others bid, Jiang didn't stop. He continued bidding. Seeing Jiang bidding such a high amount, the people there were shocked and started murmuring among themselves. One of them said, "Holy cow, who is this guy? He's spending 18 million just for a watch." After Jiang bid 18 million, no one else placed a bid. Seeing this, the announcer declared, 18 million once, 18 million twice,
18 million 3 times. Sold. Congratulations, Bidder 35. This item is yours. The scene shift. Two wealthy second-generation young masters approach Jiang, saying, "Hey, buddy. Hello. My name is Qin Feng, and my friend's name is Wang Zhen. Actually, I was the one competing with you for that watch. I can see that Brother Jiang really likes this watch. Do you often have a strong interest in watches?" Hearing this, Jiang said, "Well, I wouldn't say I'm particularly interested or fond of them. In fact, this is the first time I've bought such a watch. I just wanted to try something new." Hearing this, Qin Feng was shocked and laughed. "Damn it! Brother Jiang, you are truly extraordinary. I've never seen you in a place like this before. You seem very unfamiliar." Jiang replied, "Well, I just arrived in Sungai City yesterday to join the university, so it's normal that you haven't seen me before." Hearing this, Qin Feng was even more surprised. He said in suspicion, "Are you a university student? That means you're only 18 years old? Damn, that's even more shocking. At your age, I could never even think of making such extraordinary moves. Anyway, Brother Jiang, if we get time in the future, we should definitely hang out together." Jiang said, "Yes, sure, no problem." After that, Wang Zhen and Qin Feng left after talking with Jiang. Soon after they left, a notification popped up on Jiang's system. "Congratulations, host! You have leveled up. From now on, as long as you exist in this world, you will earn 1 yuan every second." Seeing this, Jiang muttered to himself, "Now that I've leveled up, my monthly income is 2.59 million yuan, and my yearly income has reached 30 million yuan. For ordinary people, this is a huge amount. But according to my future plans, this amount is just dust." Thinking this, Jiang continued walking, but suddenly his eyes caught someone on the side. He was shocked and said, "What, Zhao Zhao?" Then we saw that standing before him was Zhao Zhao, the same woman who had gotten close to him at the start of the story. She said, "Oh, you're that guy from that night." Jiang replied, "Yes, exactly. I never expected that such a beautiful lady would spend time with me and even help me." Hearing this, Zhao Zhao grabbed Jiang's collar and pulled him close, saying, "You little rascal. I thought you were just a poor 18-year-old college student, so I felt pity for you. But I never imagined you actually belonged to a rich family." Hearing this, Jiang suddenly wrapped his arm around her waist and said, "Yes, it's true that I'm a college student and I need your care again. How about this? After the auction end, I book a villa and we spend some time together." Hearing this, Zhao Zhao, with a deep, playful tone, said, "Yes, of course, and I also want to drink. But be prepared, you'll have to keep up with me this time." They continued talking like this, but suddenly a man appeared behind them. It was Zhao Zhao's ex-fiancé. He shouted, "Zhao Zhao, what are you doing?" Seeing him, Zhao Zhao got very annoyed and angry. She shouted back, "Jingya, I should be asking you, what are you doing here? Where I go and what I do is none of your business." Then that man grabbed Zhao Zhao's hand and said, "Don't forget we're engaged, and we're going to be married soon." Hearing this, Zhao Zhao got even more angry. She said in a serious voice, "Do you even have any shame left? We were engaged, but you still cheated with my best friend. And now you're talking about marriage? Are you out of your mind? You've gone insane." That man shamelessly smiled and said, "Come on, we're already engaged. Both our families have agreed. So even if I have to force you, you'll marry me. You have no other choice." Hearing this, Zhao Zhao glared at him in disgust and gritted her teeth, saying, "Disgusting. You just want to use me as a cover so you can secretly fool around with others behind my back." So guys, it was clear here that Zhao Zhao's ex was exposed. But suddenly, a notification appeared on Jiang's system. "Congratulations, host. You have been given a mission. You have 2 options. First option, leave without helping Zhao Zhao. Reward, 250 yuan. Second option, help Zhao Zhao and slap Jingya across the face. Reward, your physical abilities will be tripled, and you will also receive a bad luck card." Seeing this, Jiang got very excited and thought, "Wow, the system has given such a great offer. But system, I have just one question. If my body become 3 times stronger, will my little brother also become stronger?" The system replied, "Of course, every part of your body will level up." Hearing this, Jiang became even more excited. Then he immediately slapped Zhao Zhao's ex across the face and said, "If that's the case, why wait any longer?" Seeing Jiang's heroic action, Zhao Zhao, who was watching from behind, was impressed and captivated. Her favorability toward him increased from 60% to 70%. But suddenly, many security guards arrive at the scene. They lifted Zhao Zhao's ex from the ground and said, "Sir, please calm down. Nothing too serious has happened. Let's solve this peacefully." Hearing this, That man shouted, "Solve? He hit me! Are you all blind? Call the police! Arrest him!" Hearing this, the security guards panicked, not knowing what to do. One of them thought, "Everyone at this auction is a top tycoon. I can't afford to offend anyone." Then Zhao Zhao came closer to Jiang and said, "Don't worry. If the police come, I'll say he harassed me and you were just protecting me." Hearing this, Jiang thought, "I never imagined Zhao Zhao would defend me like this. This really feels good." While Jiang was thinking this, Zhao Zhao's ex started acting crazy, saying, "This hotel is full of CCTV cameras. I'll check the footage, collect evidence, and make sure the one who bullied me pays for it. I won't let him go so easily." While he was saying this, suddenly, a man came in with a knife, shouting wildly, "My wife betrayed me. She secretly came here to spend the night with another man, and when I came to check, the security guards refused to let me in. Unforgivable. I won't let any of you leave unless you bring those unfaithful people to me. Otherwise, I'll hurt everyone here." Then Zhao Zhao's ex fell before him, trembling, begging, No, please, please let me go. Please, please let me go." Suddenly, another notification popped up on Jiang's system. "Congratulations, host. You have been given another mission. You have 2 options. First option, run away with Zhao Zhao. Reward, 300 yuan. Second option, stop the thug from committing a crime. Reward, your appearance will increase by 5 points, and you will also gain an orange massage skill that can make any girl feel satisfied." Seeing this, Jiang thought, stopping the crime means saving Zhao Zhao's ex, but the reward is great. I can't miss it. But first, I'll activate the reward from before to triple my attributes. When Jiang activated it, his strength increased 3-fold. He thought, wow, just like the system said, my attributes have tripled. I feel so strong now. Even my little brother feels stronger. I can fight in bed for 5 to 6 hours nonstop. Then Jiang suddenly used his new strength and punched the thug's face so hard that the thug flew several meters away. Seeing this, Zhao Zhao was even more impressed and shocked. She thought, what am I seeing? Jiang is not just a rich second-generation young master. He's also so strong and capable. How can someone be this awesome? Meanwhile, Zhao Zhao's ex, who looked quite effeminate, said, "Oh my god, what is happening here? How is this guy so strong?" We see Jiang standing there with full confidence after giving that thug a solid punch. Suddenly, the crowd behind him begin clapping and cheering after witnessing his action. They exclaim, "Wow, this guy is amazing! With just 2 moves, he completely take down that thug. Truly, this young man is incredibly brave." The scene shifts to a few minutes later. The police arrive and begin taking the thug away. The police captain steps forward, pats Jiang's shoulder, and says, "Young man, thank you so much for stepping up and stopping that thug. Who knows what could have happened? How many lives could have been lost if you hadn't acted?" While he is still speaking, we suddenly see that girl, Zhao's ex-fiancée, appear between them. He points at Jiang and says to the officer, "Officer, I want to report a crime. This man humiliated me and everyone here has seen it." Hearing this, the police officer turns to the people around and asks, "Excuse me, did anyone see this man being harassed?" Just then, Zhao steps forward and says, "Officer, nothing like that happened. This man was trying to scam me under the pretense of marriage." She then explained everything in detail to the police officer. While this is happening, a notification pop up on Jiang Chen's system. Ding! "Congratulations, host. Zhao's favorability towards you increased to 90%. Seeing this, Jiang thinks to himself, her favorability towards me is now at 90%. That means she has completely fallen for me. As Zhao finishes explaining everything, she becomes a little emotional. Jiang pulls her close, hugs her, and says softly, "Don't worry, I'm here. As long as I'm around, that man will never bully you again." The officer, hearing both sides, says, "It looks like there has been some misunderstanding. I suggest you both sit down and resolve this calmly." But Zhao's ex bursts out angrily. "Misunderstanding? What do you mean by that? Is there any CCTV footage here?" Hearing his arrogant words, Jiang becomes furious inside. This man hurt Zhao and he hasn't even apologized once. But he notices the ex want to check CCTV footage. Smirking inwardly, he thinks, seems like it's time to use the bad luck card on this guy. He commands silently, "System, activate the bad luck card on Zhao's ex." Ding! A notification pop up. "Congratulations, host! Bad luck card activate on Zhao's ex." Moments later, the ex receives a call. He picks up the phone and a voice says, "Sir, this is a fraud alert. 200,000 yuan has just been withdrawn from your bank account. Did you authorize this transaction? The man panics. No, that's fraud. I'm somewhere else right now. I don't withdraw any money. Before he can finish, a young woman rushes in shouting, Sir, is license plate number 3838 your car? That car just hit a tree and the tree fell on your car, crushing it completely. Hearing this, Zhao's ex is shocked and runs off in panic, yelling, What the hell is happening to me today? After he leaves, Jiang smiles and says to Zhao, See? As you sow, so shall you reap. Come on, let's go. The scene shift again. Sometime later, we see the two of them in a hotel. Zhao gently begins unbuttoning Jiang's shirt and says, Come on, let your big sister see if you're hurt anywhere. Jiang smiles and says, Someone like him could never hurt me. Zhao insists, Still, let me check. By the way, he was my fiancé. Does that make you angry? Jiang replies softly, What? How could that be? I'm just a little surprised. I didn't expect your ex to be such a lowlife. Zhao sighs. When my grandfather was gravely ill, talks of marriage with him were brought up so my grandfather could pass away in peace. I agreed then, but later I found out what kind of man he really was. Jiang looks at her warmly. You've suffered a lot, but don't worry, Zhao. From now on, I'll always be with you. Hearing this, Zhao blushes a little. Jiang Cheng, do you really not mind? I mean, are you willing to be with me despite all this? Inside, she thinks. Jiang Cheng is my first man. My feelings for him aren't that deep yet, but this kind of relationship is much simpler than dating formally. Jiang then pulls her onto his lap, smiling. Of course, I don't mind. Don't worry, I promise I'll always treat you well. Zhao feels overjoyed and blushes even more as she looks at him. Soon after, they grow closer to each other, sharing an intimate moment filled with affection. Their love continues through the night. The scene shifts to the next morning. Two middle-aged women are cleaning the room where Jiang and Zhao spend the night. One of them, while fixing the bed, says, Oh my god, what happened here last night? The other laughs. Kids these days really have so much stamina. The first one smirks. Well, what about you and your old man? Do you two still manage like this in bed? The second laughs. If my old man has that much energy, do you think I'd be here at work on time? The first shakes her head. Whatever it is, getting a handsome young man at this age would be quite a blessing. The scene shifts again. A while later, Jiang and Zhao are having breakfast together after their long night. Suddenly, Jiang receives a message in his group chat. His friends are all showing off the gifts they receive after entering their new college, flaunting their parents' and relatives' presents. Jiang turns to Zhao and says, Zhao, can I take a picture of your legs to celebrate my 18th birthday? Zhao looks shocked. Oh, I'm sorry, is it your birthday today? Jiang laughs. No, it's not my birthday today, but all my friends are showing off their gifts they get when they turn 18. I don't have anything to post, so I want to post a picture of your legs. Zhao, amused, says, All right, little brat, do whatever you want. Jiang then takes several stylish photos of Zhao's legs and posts them in the group. Seeing the pictures, all his friends become extremely emotional and jealous. One of them mutters, Jiang Cheng, are you trying to kill me? Posting something like this early in the morning, what are you trying to prove? The scene shifts again. A few hours later, Jiang is at a Ferrari showroom, looking to buy a new car. A staff member greets him warmly. Hello, welcome to our Ferrari showroom. How may I assist you today? Jiang says, Well, do you have any cars in stock? I'd like to take a look. She smiles and leads him in. Of course, please follow me. Suddenly, Jiang notices an older fat man nearby speaking to a pretty girl. The man says, Su-wen, if you like this car, I can buy it for you. The red-haired girl, Su-wen, replies politely, Boss Wang, you're very kind, but buying a car is a serious decision. You need to be sure. And honestly, my opinion doesn't matter much. Boss Wang smirks and touches her shoulder inappropriately. Come on, how can it not matter? Once you become famous, I'll pick you up every day in this car. Besides, you need a car to feel comfortable. Su-wen responds, Really? But Boss Wang, you don't need to do this. Our filming schedule isn't always fixed, so there's no need to trouble yourself to pick me up. But if instead you give me the female lead role, I promise I'll work very hard. Boss Wang grabs her hand, pulls her closer, and says, Just agree to what I'm asking you to do. I promise the female lead role will be yours. A few meters away, Jiang watches everything, thinking, I come here to see cars, but I don't expect to witness such a drama. Wait, if I remember correctly, this girl, Su-wen, is going to become a very famous actress in a few years. One of her poolside photos go viral, and after that, her career skyrocket. Boss Wang continues, "If you like this car, we'll buy it, then go for drinks together." Su Wen politely refuses. "Boss Wang, my opinion really doesn't matter. Besides, I have a meeting at the company." Boss Wang's face darkens. Standing on his tiptoes to reach her face, he growls, "You're just a small-time actress who hasn't even started your career properly. Don't push your luck or the consequences will be severe. If you don't do what I say, I won't invest in your movie. Stop acting innocent. I've been nice to you for a long time. If you want to move ahead in your career, go to the hotel, take a bath, and wait for me. Otherwise, you'll be blacklisted forever. You'll never get another role." Hearing this in public, Su Wen feels deeply humiliated, but she bravely says, "Boss Wang, whether you invest in my movie or not doesn't matter. My answer will always be the same. I will not agree to your conditions. Do whatever you want." Just then, a notification pop up in Jiang's system. Ding! "Congratulations, host. A special mission has been activated. Help Su Wen get out of her problem and sign a contract with her. Completing this mission will grant you a special reward." Jiang thinks, "A contract with Su Wen? Interesting. But before signing any contract, I need to show her that I'm wealthy." He turns to the showroom staff and asks, "I've heard there are some conditions to purchase a Ferrari here?" She replies, "Yes, you're correct. Our showroom has limited edition Ferrari models. To buy one, you need a credit check. And you also have to purchase 5 cars from our showroom to become an established client." Hearing this, Jiang frowns slightly. "So you mean I'm not qualified to buy the limited edition Ferrari?" She explains, "Well, it's not impossible. The waiting list is very long, and sometimes orders aren't delivered on time. When that happens, a slot opens up. You can make a down payment to book the slot, but it requires a higher amount up front. Is that acceptable for you?" Jiang smiles. "All right. If I get the car, I'll make full payment." The staff member looks at him, surprised. "Full payment?" After that, she thinks to herself, does this guy even have any idea how much this car costs? On the other side, we see Boss Wang. After hearing Jiang Chen's words, even he is shocked. He thinks, which family's young master is this, spending such a huge amount of money so casually? Well, I want to see whether he is really going to buy this car or is just making big talks. At the same time, we see Su Wen beside him. She too is a little shocked after hearing Jiang Chen's words. She thinks to herself, even Boss Wang has to think twice before buying such a high-priced car. But this man wants to buy a limited edition Ferrari by making full payment. That's what she is thinking when we see the staff nearby telling Jiang Chen, "Sir, for the Ferrari's price along with customization, you'll have to pay a total of 50 million yuan. Hearing this, Jiang Chen smiles politely and says, "All right, that's fine. No problem." After hearing his response, the staff says as she is leaving, "Sir, please wait a few seconds. I'll call the manager." The scene shifts, and after a few seconds, the showroom manager comes to meet Jiang Chen. Along with him comes young master Chen Fan, whom Jiang Chen met at the auction house. Greeting Jiang Chen, he says, "I heard someone wants to buy a Ferrari with full payment, so I came here to see. But I didn't expect it to be Brother Jiang. Brother Jiang, we meet again." Jiang replies, "Well, I just came to Sungai City, and walking around without a car feels a bit uncomfortable, so I thought I'd casually buy one." Hearing this, Qian Fan says suspiciously, "Come on, bro, you call this casually?" Just then, the showroom manager asks, "Young Master Qian, is he your friend?" Qian Fan introduces Jiang Chen and says, "This is Brother Jiang. I just met him yesterday. By the way, are you seeing the watch on his wrist? It was sold for 18 million yuan at yesterday's auction. Old Wang, you are very lucky. You've got a great customer." Hearing this, the showroom manager looks carefully at Jiang Chen and thinks to himself, this gentleman is truly very rich. Then he shakes hands with Jiang and says, "Hello, Mr. Jiang. Thank you very much for choosing our brand. A credit check is just a formality. And anyway, if you can pay 18 million yuan for a watch, buying this car won't be a big deal for you. So don't worry. I'll start the registration process for you right now." While they are discussing all this, we see Su Wen on the side, listening to everything. She thinks, he bought an 18 million watch yesterday, and today he's here to buy a 50 million car. This is the first time I've seen such a rich second-generation young master. If my guess is correct, Mr. Jiang net worth must be around 100 million yuan. No, maybe even more. While she is thinking all this, we see Boss Wang on the side telling Su Wen, "Stop looking over there. I'm no longer in the mood to buy a car, but let's go have a drink instead. As long as you keep me happy, I'll invest in your film." Hearing this, Su Wen refuses, saying, "Boss Wang, I really need to go to the company for a meeting. Boss Wang becomes furious and walking away shouts, Su Wen, you should know what happens when you go against me. Just wait. I'll completely destroy your acting career. After Boss Wang leaves, suddenly someone calls Su Wen from behind, Miss Su Wen. When she turns around, we see it is Jiang. He says, Miss Su Wen, my name is Jiang Cheng. I just overheard your conversation, and I also found out that your deal with that investor has failed. But don't worry, if he won't invest, I will. Hearing this, Su Wen is shocked. You will invest? Is that true? She says. Then she thinks to herself, this man is completely different from Boss Wang. Now that Boss Wang doesn't want to invest in my film, when I return to the company, it might be a bit difficult to explain. And honestly, I don't want to sleep with him just to save my career. While she is lost in thought, Jiang says, well, I'm a bit busy today, so we'll talk about the investment tomorrow. Hearing this, Su Wen is overjoyed. Smiling, she says, all right, Mr. Jiang, no problem. I'll wait for your message. By the way, can we add each other on WeChat? Jiang says, of course, no problem. Then they both add each other. The scene shifts. A few minutes later, after dealing with Su Wen's matter, Jiang asks the showroom manager, by the way, how long will it take for me to get the car? The manager replies, well, if we talk about the first batch of deliveries, it will take about a year. Hearing this, Jiang is shocked. What? That long? But suddenly, Qian Fan puts his hand on Jiang's shoulder and says, hey bro, in a few days there's going to be a car show where every brand will showcase their cars, Lamborghini, Jaguar, and many more. If you want, you can buy one directly from that event and take it home. Do you want to go there and check? Jiang says, yes, of course. No problem. The scene shifts again. After a few hours, we see a restaurant named Rihan, and Jiang arrives there. Suddenly, we see Zhao already waiting for him, wearing a beautiful dress. She takes his hand and leads him to a dining table filled with luxurious food. As she starts explaining each dish to Jiang in detail, he ignores her words and suddenly hugs her from behind, saying, but Zhao, I want to tell you something. Hearing this, Zhao blushes slightly and says, you bad boy, you completely exhausted me last night, so please, let me rest for a few hours, otherwise I won't be able to survive your hands. Jiang laughs and says, all right, that's no big deal. I can let you rest, but first, you have to call me something nice. Hearing this, Zhao kisses his cheek softly and says, husband. Jiang smiles happily and says, I like that very much. All right, I give you permission to rest. Oh, by the way, do you know Su Wen? Zhao replies, Su Wen? Are you talking about the actress from my company? Why? Don't tell me you've started liking her, Jiang Chen. Jiang says, come on, I'm not saying I like her. It's just a coincidence. I feel like she has potential. Zhao nods and says, the company isn't giving her much value right now, but yes, if we talk about potential, she really does have a lot. Anyway, Jiang, if you do like her, I can help you. And as for me, you can come to me whenever you want. I won't create any trouble out of jealousy. Hearing this, Jiang gently touches her forehead and says, you girl, don't worry. As long as you are my woman, I'll always treat you well. Zhao then says, so, does that mean you want to invest in her? Jiang replies, exactly. I want to sign a contract with her and invest in her. Zhao says, her contract with our company hasn't expired yet, so if you want to sign her, you'll have to buy her out. That will cost around 1 million yuan, and the most important thing is you'll need to establish a company to sign her under. Hearing this, Jiang says, Zhao, don't worry about money. Once the company is established, you'll run it, and I'll give you some shares of that company. Then Jiang thinks to himself, if Su Wen gets proper resources, she can become a top-notch actress within just 2 years. That's what happens in the past too. She has huge potential. While he is thinking this, Zhao says, Jiang Chen, I can't accept that. If you establish the company, I'll be responsible for running it, but I won't accept any shares. Just give me a good salary. Then Zhao thinks to herself, I know Jiang has no shortage of money, but I don't want him to face any trouble because of my wishes. Hearing this, Jiang says, Zhao, you are very wise. Why are you being so formal? I don't want any formality between us. Hearing this, Zhao places her hands gently on his cheeks and starts crying. Through her tears, she says, Jiang Chen, to tell you the truth, my life is completely meaningless before I met you. Every day someone keeps forcing me into marriage, but you show me what happiness feels like when you love someone. Just being with you makes me feel alive. Zhao reveals all the pain she has kept in her heart for so many years, and just then a message arrives on Jiang's phone. It is from none other than Su Wen. The message reads, Well, I know this is a bit straightforward, but I still want to confirm. Mr. Jiang, where and at what time shall we meet tomorrow? Seeing this message, Jiang smiles to himself and thinks, well, looks like someone is in quite a hurry. The next day, Jiang drove out to pick up Suen. As soon as he saw her, he greeted her happily. Good afternoon, Sir Jiang. When Suen opened the door and sat inside, Jiang smiled and asked, So where are we going? Suen replied, Lu Family Kuzan Bioi Hotel. After a short while, they arrived. As she pulled out a chair and sat down, Jiang asked, That film you were preparing to shoot, was it a big investment? Suen laughed softly and said, Mr. Jiang, you must be joking. How could I, as a female lead, get a big investment? It's just a low-budget web film. The company only planned a budget of $5 million. Hearing this, Jiang asked with slight disappointment, $5 million? What kind of quality can you achieve with that? Suen took out a stack of documents and explained, Small-scale productions with low costs recover their investments quickly and avoid heavy losses. The plot is good too. I feel this script has potential. Boss, would you like to take a look? Jiang shook his head. No need. I'm only interested in the investment. Surprised, Suen asked, Seriously? You don't even want to read the script? Jiang Cheng pulled out his phone and said casually, There's no need. If you're worried, I can transfer the investment money to you right now. Startled, Suen quickly raised her hand to stop him. No, that's not what I meant. I'm just a little surprised. This is only the second time we're meeting. In her heart, she thought, I've been in this industry for years, but I've never met an investor like him. Not just met, I've never even heard of one like this. At that moment, Jiang got to the point. Resting his chin on his hand, he said, But I do have one condition. You must join my company as an artist. Sue, surprised, couldn't help asking, You want to sign me? But I'm just a new, unknown actress. My current contract hasn't even expired yet. Do you know that? Signing me would mean you'd also have to help pay my contract termination fee. Seeing her cautious attitude, Jiang Cheng replied helplessly, I know. That's not a problem. These words shocked Suen even more. She thought, I'm not some naive little girl who doesn't understand the world. No one helps without a reason. Of course I understand that logic. But Jiang is really handsome. If I agree to him, I wouldn't lose much. Sleeping with a young, hot guy who can also promote me, it would be hitting two birds with one stone, wouldn't it? She quickly shook the thought away. She thought, No, Suen, you can't break your principles. Otherwise, what would be the point of all these years of hard work? She asked instead. Jiang, do you actually have an entertainment company? Jiang replied calmly. Not yet. But if you agree, there will be one very soon. He continued. Xiao Xiao told me that you aren't valued at Tincheng Entertainment. Don't worry. If I sign you, I'll handle your contract termination fee. And for the next 2 years, the company's entire focus will be on you. Hearing this, Suwen's favorability toward him rose by 50 points. She smiled and asked, Boss, if you invest, do you have any special requests? Looking at her, Jiang thought to himself, Her favorability is only 50 points. It's still like a passerby relationship. If I make a real request now, she definitely won't accept it. And even if she did, it would only be out of obligation without any genuine interest. After a moment, he answered, Don't worry. As long as you're an artist under my company, I'll never force you to have contact with anyone else. Hearing this, Suwen's favorability rose to 60 points. She thought, Do companies like this even exist in this era? No requirements, yet willing to spend money to promote me? Why am I still hesitating? She asked softly. Jiang Cheng, when do you plan to sign me? Should I start calling you Boss Jiang from now on? Jiang smiled and said, Calling me boss feels too formal. Why don't you call me Big Brother instead? Sue asked in surprise, Big Brother? Are you really that old? Jiang chuckled. 20. Suspiciously, Sue looked at him. 20? That old? Didn't you say you were just about to enter college? If I calculate correctly, you should only be around 18, not 20. Jiang's expression didn't change at all. He calmly replied, I thought you were talking about my age. Sue couldn't help cursing him in her heart. This boss is such a rogue. A little later, the food arrived. Sue picked up a small portion and placed it in Jiang Cheng's bowl. Boss, this meal is on me. I'm truly grateful for your help. Jiang accepted with a smile. If you really want to thank me, then in the future, you must make good movies. Your fame will be the greatest reward for my investment. Sue smiled warmly. Don't worry, boss. I promise I'll do my best. Just then, the system notification appeared. Congratulations, host. You have secured Suwen agreement to sign a contract. Mission reward is being distributed. Virtual reward, 20% shares in the investment company. Note 1. This matter has legal support. All your capital will now be obtained through the investment company, creating a public source of funds. Note 2. The system assumes the host purchased shares during the early establishment of Shangchang Investment Company. All legal documents have been verified and entered into the system. Host may directly take them. System prompts you to visit the headquarters of Shangchang Company to complete an inspection and receive a special reward. Seeing this, Jiang Cheng sighed. This system really is thoughtful. If that's the case, I'll have a reason to explain why I suddenly became rich. This reward is by far the most valuable one. He pulled out his phone. I'll sync these documents and show them to my parents, so they can digest the fact that their son suddenly became wealthy. That way, I won't have to explain it at home for days. Suddenly, his phone rang. Seeing the caller, Jiang answered. Dad, what's up? On the other side, his father's happy voice said, Your investment wasn't bad at all. In such a short time, Jiang Cheng has already become a big company. Did you make a lot of money? Jiang replied, Maybe around 600,000 a month, though even I didn't expect it. On the other side, his mother's cheerful voice rang out, 600,000? That means our annual income will reach 7 million. Lao Jiang, your son is about to surpass you. Hearing this, Jiang's father snorted. This brat is just lucky. His mother snapped back. Don't be so stubborn. Weren't you just bragging proudly to your friends about how promising your son is? Jiang remembered and quickly asked. Oh, right, Mom. Dad, do you want any gifts? I'll get them for you when I come back. His father replied. No need. Your thought alone is enough. Just remember, don't get arrogant. This is only the beginning. Don't get complacent, understand? Jiang nodded. Got it. I'll listen to Lao Jiang. After the meal, Jiang looked at Sue and asked, It's still early. Would you like to take a walk with me? She replied happily, Okay, where do you want to go? Jiang chuckled. The mall. I didn't bring anything with me today. Sue agreed right away. No problem, my stomach's full, let's go. A moment later, they entered the Patek Philippe store. As soon as they stepped inside, the brand's slogan echoed. No one ever truly owns a Patek Philippe. You merely look after it for the next generation. Seeing where Jiang had brought her, Sue was stunned. I thought we'd just buy something worth tens of thousands of yuan. But this is the kind of store where prices start at 200,000. Is this what a casual stroll means for rich people? At that moment, a receptionist walked up and asked, Hello, sir. Do you have an appointment? Jiang replied, Yes. The receptionist gestured politely. Please, sir, this way. As they walked a few steps inside, Swan suddenly spotted someone. Surprised, she exclaimed, Oh, Senior Lin Ru? What a coincidence. I didn't expect to meet you here. The girl named Lin Ru, elegant and ladylike, glanced at Su Wen. Are you here to look at watches too? Sue replied, I'm here with someone. She paused, realizing it might be too soon to call him boss, so she corrected herself. I came with a friend to look at watches. Lin Ru thought to herself, Handsome young men? There are plenty of them in this industry. Looks don't matter. The real question is, does he have money or not? That's what counts. Meanwhile, the middle-aged man beside her was staring intently at Su Wen Beauty. Who is this stunning girl? The entertainment industry really does produce outstanding talents, he thought, but Jiang had already secretly activated his goodwill scan skill on Lin Ru. Age, 27. Height, 165 centimeters. Face value, 90. Body, 88. Privacy, 78. Favorability, 20. Just a passerby, he thought, his face falling slightly. Famous star Lin Ru. Impressive. Looks like the big brother with her is also in the same line of work. Impressive indeed. On the other side, the lecherous-looking middle-aged man asked, Ru, who's this junior of yours? Lin Ru replied, Brother Wang. She played a maid in the last historical drama. Her name is Su Wen something. Hearing that, the man handed over his business card and introduced himself. My name is Wang Hai. I specialize in movie investments. If you ever plan to make a film, you can contact me. Watching this, Lin Ru secretly sneered. Sue and I aren't on the same level at all. When I make movies, investors bring me to buy luxury watches. Sue? She can probably only help her boss pick one, then sleep with him afterward. That's the reality of our industry. If you're not famous, people won't even remember your name. But the day you suddenly rise to fame, you'll instantly have countless good friends you've never even met before. But these so-called good friends shamelessly only want to leech off you. After all, what they really care about is just your value. At that moment, Su-wen also accepted the business card and replied, "Thank you. Then I won't disturb you both any longer." A moment later, they walked toward a display counter. The salesperson greeted them warmly and asked, "Mr. Jiang, do you have any particular target in mind today?" Jiang Cheng replied, "No, I haven't seen anything suitable yet. What watch models are in stock? Both men's and women's watches will do." Hearing this, the salesperson pointed toward the counter and introduced, "The 7122 series you're looking at is in stock, but the popular models aren't available. For those, you'll have to queue up and pre-order." Jiang Cheng then asked, "What's the price of the 7122 series?" The salesperson answered, "The women's watch is priced at 380 yuan. If you buy it now, you can basically settle at the general price." Jiang Cheng paused for a moment, thinking it would be better to give his mother something more expensive. Then he asked, "Do you have any women's watches around 5 million? Don't bother introducing me to cheap ones." The salesperson happily responded, Yes, sir. Please wait a moment, I'll bring them for you." Standing nearby, Linru ground her teeth in jealousy and thought, "This is the man I worked so hard with Brother Wang to bring in, and he's calling this cheap." Sweat rolled down Wang Hai's forehead. What, 380,000? Or even 38,000 yuan is not cheap at all. For an ordinary part-time worker, how many years would it take to earn that much? Meanwhile, Su-wen was casually flipping through a magazine. Though her eyes had been watching Linru's expression, Linru usually looked arrogant, but Jiang Cheng's words exposed her true feelings, which was amusing. She once mocked me by calling me a maid. Could it be now that others will mock her instead? Jiang Cheng then turned and asked, "Do you like this one?" Su-wen answered, "No, I'm just looking casually. Besides, I can't afford it anyway." Just then, the system notification chimed again. Ding, a random mission has been triggered. Gift Su-wen a women's watch. The mission reward will be calculated based on the final outcome. Seeing this, Jiang Cheng was stunned. This random mission is really too random, but I was also planning to give her a gift to strengthen our relationship. Thinking this, he said, "If you like it, I'll give it to you." Su-wen turned and calmly replied, "Absolutely not. When I earn money in the future, I'll buy it myself." Hearing this, Linru curled her lips in disgust. That boy and Su-wen are deliberately showing off together. These days, many people look at watches, but very few actually buy them. If they don't purchase anything in the end, just wait. I'll humiliate them properly. A moment later, the salesperson brought some luxury watch models and said, "Mr. Jiang, these styles aren't bad either. Let me help you try one on." Then he placed a watch on Jiang Cheng's wrist and showered him with praise. "Sir, this model looks excellent on you." Jiang turned to Su-wen and asked, "What do you think? Does it look good?" Su-wen nodded slightly and replied, "It's okay," Jiang said. But it feels a bit loose." Immediately, Su-wen reached out and suggested, "Let me help adjust it tighter." Jiang nodded. "Yes, tighter is better. I prefer it a bit tighter." Hearing those words, Su-wen couldn't help but blush. The way he said that doesn't sound right. She quickly dismissed the thought and reminded herself, he's only 18. Am I overthinking? I haven't even known him half a day, and he's already teased me several times. At that moment, the favorability value above her head suddenly rose by 70 points. Jiang Cheng was shocked. Why such a sudden increase in favorability? Truly, whatever women say no to is exactly what they want the most. He then looked at the salesperson and said, "Wrap up these two models for me." The man froze in shock and asked again, "Sir, do you mean you want both models?" Wang Hai and Linru stiffened instantly. The total for both was between 2 to 3 million. He just said buy, so he buys. Is he really that arrogant, or is this fake? Are they putting on a show together? Jiang then said, "Su-wen, can you help me choose between these two women's watches? I want to buy one for my mother." Su-wen pointed to one watch and said, "Then choose this one for her. It's noble and understated." The male staff praised. "Miss has a very good eye. The case of this watch is inlaid with 450 sparkling diamonds totaling 2.5 carats, priced at 883,000 yuan. Sir, the other one is more aligned with today's fairy-style aesthetics and is a bit cheaper, only 850,000 yuan. Jiang said, "Su-wen, try this on and let me see." Su-wen nodded and put on the watch. Jiang looked satisfied. "Very nice. Much better than that 380,000 yuan, priced 712,000. Seeing him flaunt like this made Wang Hai and Lin Ru burn with even more jealousy. But Jiang didn't care. Casually pulling out a card, he said, "Wrap all 4 watches for me." The staff respectfully accepted the card. "Yes, sir. I'll do it right away. Please wait a moment." Su Wen was just about to take off the watch on her wrist when Jiang stopped her. "No need to take it off. It's yours." Su Wen quickly refused. "Oh no, it's too expensive. I can't accept it," Jiang replied. "It's just a small gift. Don't overthink it. It doesn't mean anything. Besides, the bill must already be paid. Even if you wanted to, you couldn't return it," Su Wen said. "Seriously, I can't. And if you can't return it, then just give both to your aunt," Jiang answered. "How old is my mother? Would it really be appropriate for her to wear a fairy-style watch? If she went out wearing that, wouldn't people laugh at her? So let's just decide like this. We'll soon be colleagues in the same company. Just think of it as a welcome gift for joining." "What's wrong? You're not giving me face," Su Wen thought silently, rejecting him again and again in front of so many people. "It really seems like I'm not giving him face. Besides, he will be my boss in the future. It's not good to be too rebellious." So she didn't refuse further and smiled. "All right then, thank you, my rich boss." Favorability plus 75. Jiang waved his hand. "Don't be so polite." Soon, 2 staff members finished packing the watches and returned the card. "Sir, the total amount is 4,388,500 yuan. Please keep this receipt safe." A female staff member beside them held a box and said, "Thank you very much for supporting our brand, sir. This is a special gift for you. I hope you like it." Standing on the other side, Lin Ru burned with envy. She's just a low-level actress, yet she's wearing an 850,000 yuan watch. My rank is far higher than Su Wen's, but the watch I wear isn't even as good as hers. On what basis? She turned to the staff and asked, "Hey, they get gifts. What about us?" The male staff forced a smile and answered, "Miss Lin, I'm sorry, not even one." Wang Hai cursed inwardly. "I originally planned to bring Lin Ru to buy a watch today, then have a romantic candlelight dinner, and finally spend a passionate night at a hotel. I didn't expect this kid to completely ruin the atmosphere. Darn it," he left angrily. "Let's go, we'll come back another time." The staff hesitated and asked, "So, Miss Lin, do you want to buy this watch?" Lin Ru awkwardly removed it. "We'll talk about it next time." A mechanical voice chimed, "Mission completed. Based on Su Wen's increasing favorability toward the host, the mission has been rated very highly. Congratulations, host. You will now receive a random refund between 1 to 3 times the amount spent. Do you want to claim your reward now?" Jiang Cheng was stunned. "I didn't expect that giving 1 watch would yield such a huge reward. Even if it's double, I'll get more than 4 million refunded. That's like getting 4 free watches. But what if it's triple? Claim reward now. Congratulations. The host has drawn a triple refund totaling 13,165,000 yuan. The entire amount has been transferred to your bank card." Right away, his phone buzzed with a message. "Your Bank of China commercial bank card ending in 5456 has received a transfer of 13,165,000 yuan. For details, please log into the Bank of China commercial bank mobile app," Jiang thought to himself. "Even after deducting the 4 million, my account still has 8.87 million left. So let's give Su Wen another small gift to increase her affection." So he took Su Wen to a handbag shop. "Su Wan, which handbag do you like?" Su Wen understood what he meant and shook her head. "No, boss, please don't do this." But Jiang ignored her and turned to the female sales assistant. "Little sister, which styles are popular these days?" The assistant brought out 2 handbags. "Sir, these 2 models are very popular this season. They're our store's best sellers." Jiang didn't even bother asking the price and snapped his fingers. "All right, swipe the card." The assistant worked quickly. "Sir, this time you've spent 100,000. You are now a member. Whenever there are promotions in the future, we'll notify you." Su Wen blushed and thought, "Boss is rich, extravagant, and way too strong." Half an hour later, they drove away. Su Wen said, "Boss, you bought me a handbag and a watch. Besides thanking you, I don't know what else to say. We've been out all day. Would you like to come to my place and have a glass of water?" Jiang grew suspicious. "A glass of water?" Su Wen blushed. "Anything will do. We can even drink wine." Jiang laughed. "Forget it. When a man is outside, he must take care of himself. If I get drunk, won't you take advantage of me?" Su Wen pouted. "You're really too narcissistic." Jiang smiled. "All right, I won't tease you anymore. Go sleep early. I'm very thankful that you came shopping with me today." Su Wen got out of the car and waved. "Goodbye." Favorability plus 80, she thought to herself. He truly didn't intend to come upstairs. He didn't have any dirty thoughts. Boss really is a good man. Meanwhile, sitting in the car, Jiang Cheng daydreamed. Her favorability is rising so fast. At 80 points, that means we've already reached the stage of secret love. If I keep working harder, won't this big bowl of rice be mine sooner or later? If not today, then tomorrow. Half an hour later, he returned to the Yangyan Hotel. Wang was already waiting to serve him. "Welcome home, Mr. Chang. The bath is ready. Would you like to bathe now?" Jiang replied, "Wait a minute. Let me swim first. Can you open a bottle of champagne for me?" A while later, Jiang Cheng was swimming freely, while Wang stood poolside with a towel, lost in thought. "I've worked here for 3 years. The villa is expensive, but occupancy rates are low. In the past year, we've only had about 20 guests. Guests like Mr. Chang, who stay continuously for a whole week, are even rarer. We must serve such a high-quality customer well." During this time, Jiang asked, "Manager Wang, do you have any special expensive dishes here?" Wang replied, "Yes, we do. Our hotel serves Chinese, French, Italian, Japanese, and many other cuisines. All are of standard high quality. Speaking of specialties, the Italian restaurant has golden grouper and Alba white truffles. That's our hotel's highlight. I've heard a large golden grouper can cost several million, and Alba white truffles are priced per gram, each gram costing several hundred," Jiang thought. "Looks like I've found a place to use the food cashback card issued by the system." Then he asked Manager Wang, "Can you give me a massage?" Wang blushed and answered, "Of course I can. If you want a massage, please return to your room first." So Jiang returned to his room and lay on the bed face down, while Wang took off her jacket and sat on his hips. She took a bottle of essential oil, poured some on her hands, and started, Jiang thought suspiciously, "A back massage with essential oil?" "I thought you'd just press a little casually," Wang said. "Mr. Jiang, our hotel have also a special service. Please close your eyes and enjoy it." Saying this, she professionally spread the oil across Jiang's back. Seeing Wang full, round, chest swaying before him, Jiang couldn't help but swallow his saliva. Such special service too? Am I thinking too much? The manager bowed politely. "Mr. Jiang, the service is over. I won't disturb you further. Please feel free to call me if you need anything. Tomorrow, I'll personally pick you up for the car exhibition." Jiang Cheng nodded, though a trace of disappointment lingered. "So that's it? I was expecting more." The next day, the car show is packed with various luxury models and tons of important people snapping photos of everything. Jiang arrives at the hall and checks out the place alone since his friend had something come up and couldn't come. He thinks the cars are cool, but the prices don't impress him, as the most expensive one is only 2 million. Suddenly, Jiang spots a familiar group and wonders why all his old classmates are gathered there. Looking closer, he recognizes Zhou Ying and discovers that she is working at the event as a car model. The girl looks stunning in her red dress, catching the eye of everyone present with her beauty at the event. Li then asks what time she gets off work. But Shu, a classmate, tells him not to bother her, calling him just a snob. The model overhears the conversation but doesn't respond, simply continuing with her job. Jiang then walks up to the guys, who are surprised to see him, asking what he's doing at the event. He then questions if they organized some secret outing since nobody invited him to join. Li thinks angrily that they left him out of the trip on purpose and didn't expect to run into him. Jipeng points to another friend and sarcastically says, "Jiang, you should ask Li." At this, 2 girls comment that he's gotten much more handsome, and one even asks if he's had plastic surgery. Jipeng hugs him and says, "Even his voice has changed." Then Jiang asks if they are there to buy a car. Shu says they're just there to check out the models by the cars. Just then, the system displays both girls' status. The first name, Shu Ya, age 19, look, 89, figure 88, body count 30, favorability 90. And the second girl, name, Zhang Yun, age 19, height 165, body count 2, favorability 75. Seeing both statuses, Jiang is shocked by her high favorability level and body count value. He wonders why the favorability is so high since they barely ever talk. Then Jipeng interrupts him, asking why he's so lost in thought. Then Jiang bumps into Jipeng, who tells him to watch it. Jipeng asks if he's lost his mind for acting so strange. Ignoring the commotion, Jiang approaches the model and gives her a wave, complimenting her beauty and her red dress. The girl smiles and asks if he's at the event too. Then Jiang says he's just checking out the luxury cars. He then turns to his classmates and asks if they're going to buy a car, but Li chews him out for the bold comment and starts talking about the car. Jiang compliments him on knowing so much about cars, and the classmate explains the model costs over 5 to 8 million. With a smirk on his face, he provokes the guy, asking if he's going to buy the car since he knows so much about it. The model then cuts in, telling them to stop because she's working and they can't be making a scene. Lee then uses the situation to his advantage and asks the girl for help choosing a car as a gift for his high test scores. The girl gets uncomfortable and declines, saying she doesn't know much about cars and suggests he talk to a salesperson. Lee insists on talking to her, and Jiang accuses him of using the purchase as an excuse to chat up the girl. The classmate challenges him to buy a car. Then Jiang provokes him by asking if the car comes with the model as a bonus. The girl finds the joke funny and comments that he's pretty bold for asking such a direct question in front of everyone. Lee gets annoyed and tells him to stop showing off since she's working, but Jiang says he's serious. At that moment, the event manager notices the commotion and heads over to deal with the problem. The manager then approaches and scolds the girl for chatting on the job, and she apologizes immediately. Lee then blames him for the scolding and challenges him to buy a car since he's disrupting the model's work. Hearing this, Jiang repeats his question, saying the car looks more attractive with the model next to it. The manager notices the expensive watch on his wrist and has a change of heart, saying that if he buys the car, the model goes with it. Without hesitating, Jiang pulls out his credit card and tells the manager to give the full payment price right now. Hearing this, all the classmates are in shock since the car costs over 8 million, and they can't believe he can afford it all. The female classmate in the pink dress is impressed and wonders if he really has 8 million to drop all at once. The rival then accuses him of lying just to get the girl in trouble, but Jiang calls him an idiot for thinking that. With a smile, the manager confirms that the sales commission will be credited to the girl. With that, her favorability level jumps to 80, and Jiang reminds the manager that the model is included in the car purchase. The classmate is furious, thinking he's going to make up an excuse not to buy it, and plans to humiliate him if that happens. Jiang hands over the card and asks if he can take the car today. Then the manager invites him to sit down and finalize the deal. The card machine then approves the transaction, and the payment of over 8 million goes through without a hitch. With the payment complete, the manager smiles and asks the model to take good care of young Master Jiang while he handles the paperwork. Lee is stunned to see he actually spent 8 million and realizes he's been completely humiliated in front of everyone.